What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by, spending a few minutes of your time here with me tonight. Tonight, we are going to go over something that I feel like is pretty important and that is going to help you out in your daily process. All right. Without a doubt, this should help you out. Now, I've noticed now that I've been around the trading sector for a while online and social media and stuff, right? I've seen that a lot of traders suffer from the same problems, especially when they're new, when they're beginners, when they're inexperienced, but even traders that have experience but have never had the proper guidance still fall into this problem. All right. Now, a lot of traders, when they wake up, they go to their charts, they get prepared for their session. As soon as the session starts, the first thing that they're asking themselves is, should I enter this market? Where can I enter this market? Right? That's what they're thinking about their entry. Now, let me tell you, your entry should be the last thing that you are worried about. All right. It is important, of course, but when it comes to your daily process, your entry should be the last thing that you're worried about because, all right, if you don't have a target, there's no point in talking about an entry. Okay. So the very first thing you should ask yourself when you're coming to your charts is, where is my target? Right. If you don't have a target, you don't need to worry about entries. It's kind of like pulling out a gun when there's nothing around to shoot at, right? It's a complete waste of time. There's no reason for it, okay? And it can be a little dangerous. So as soon as you can locate your target, then you can start thinking about potential entries, all right? Now, we have a very easy way to sort of locate our target no matter what time frame you're trading on, all right? Somebody asked me the other day in the Discord, hey, have you ever used this stuff to swing trade? And the honest answer is no. But if I was going to use this to swing trade, I would use it the exact same way that we use it on smaller time frames, okay? You'll just have to translate it to these larger time frames. But the process is exactly the same. And the first step is going to be locating your target, all right? Now, think about it like this. There's only two types of setups, okay? Pump, coil, dump, and dump, coil, pump, all right? There's only two types of trades, pump and dump or dump and pump. So let's take the pump and dump, for example, because that's the chart we're looking at here. Now, in order for us to trade a pump and dump, there must first be a pump, okay? That's the step one. That pump begins from a peak formation low. So if you look at this chart, we have a peak formation low here in the form of this triple bottom, right? Or this V-top reversal. We have this V-top. The market then engulfs and trades aggressively to the other side, locking in this low, all right? And then beginning our pump up, okay? Right? Now this area right here that started that pump, I call that the anchor point, okay? That's what begins the pump. It also becomes our target for the dump, okay? Or our area of interest for the dump, okay? So you can see here's our anchor for the pump and dump, or the possible target for the dump, all right? And of course, we have the master pattern. And in this case, with the pump and dump model, we know that when we are on this side of this visual aid trend line, okay, we are on the front side of this move, making higher highs. And while we are making higher highs, we are looking for the market to dump down and then pump through those highs. So on the front side, we're looking for dump and pump. Higher highs is the setup for the dump and pump, all right? While we're on this side of this line, we are on the back side of the move making lower lows. And those lower lows are the setup for the pump and dump as we continue to put in lower lows, all right? So you can see here, It's the exact same process that we use on the day or even in the session. You're just using it now and applying it to a daily time frame. All right. So according to the master pattern, right, we're making higher highs and higher lows. But up here, okay, we take out these highs to the left. Right? The market reverses aggressively. All right. So in another language, here we sweep these highs, absorbing liquidity. All right. If smart money is looking to sell high, they need someone on the other side of that market willing to buy. Okay. So if smart money has a large bulk order that they need to offload, right? They need to sell this large order. They cannot do that without those buy orders that are sitting over these highs in the form of stop losses from traders shorting this market, all right, and breakout orders from traders setting pending orders here, thinking that once we return to this level, we will break out. So price comes here, sweeps these highs, absorbs those orders, and then sells aggressively into, from that level into those buying traders. Right? It dumps down. We break all these levels to the left. This is our lower low on the inside on this daily chart. This is potentially our first lower low on the back side of this market, letting us know we're looking for pump and dump type of trades. All right. And you can see this market pumps up. If we zoom in here, we can see that we take out these little levels over here, fail, we get our first red day here, and you could get in the next day and hold for a few days and be just fine. Or you wait till we make the next lower low, we pull back, okay, equal highs here, first red day again, you get in on that second day and you're holding it for, 2 weeks, give or take, So there's how you're going to be swing trading using the same type of logic. All right. Now I don't swing trade, so I can't go into, nuanced details about that for you, but let's keep on going with this. So here is that first lower low on our daily chart, right? Bam, that circle. This is the same circle, but we're looking at a 30-minute time frame. Now we know we're on the back side of this market. We're looking for pump and dump type of trades. And we can see this market pumps up from this low, our anchor point, pumps up, takes out these double highs, these equal highs over here, taking out these weekly levels and giving us a first red day signal day. All right. That can alert us to our pump and dump the next day. Okay. And we have these lows, a potential target. Once we have that target, all we need to do is sit back, sit on our hands, and let this market set up. All right. You don't have to trade every single day. While this market moves higher, you're going to be trying to short this thing on the front side of this move and get smashed every single day. Okay. You might get lucky, like this day right here. You might get lucky one day, but you do not want to be counter trending this market. Okay. Not until we see clear signs of a reversal and you had multiple opportunities to enter short in this move. Okay. And we come down and take out that target. All right. We pump back up, come down, take out that target. We have a target. We can then think about entries into the market. Let's look even smaller. All right. On this day, let's say we come to our charts on this day. We have this low in the Tokyo London gap time, and we have this low from this high from the previous day. Those are potential targets. Okay. Now you can see from this low in this gap time, the market has been pumping up. It pumps up, breaks through those levels over there. Okay. Now there's money sitting above equal highs and equal lows. There's money sitting above the previous day's high. Okay. Or that recent high. So you can see this market takes out that level and then dumps down, finally taking out that low from before. Okay. So we had these targets. We see this one taken out. We might not have gotten a trade that day. All right. And that's just how it works sometimes. Let's go to the next day. So here we start this day when we come for our New York session. We have the Tokyo low and the London high. All right. This market's been pumping up since this low. And remember, because of our analysis on higher time frames, we know we're still on the backside of our large master pattern template on the daily time frame. Okay, so we are on the backside. We're looking for shorting opportunities. We're making new lower lows as we go. Okay, so we put in this low in Tokyo and then pump up into London. London puts in the high of the current day and then dumps down. We coil sideways into New York. New York opens, 9:30 hits. We take out the London highs, reverse, and go the opposite direction. And you can see when we zoom in here, we have a micro master pattern, right? Here's our anchor point. We pump up into the session. We'll have lower lows on the inside here for the trade lower, all right? Taking out those Tokyo lows and then some, all right? And we're going to look at all these different, you know, entries or, potentialities on these charts, okay? So here we have a 3-session setup, okay? We have these highs from Tokyo, lows from London. Those are our potential targets. This is a potential target for a pump, coil, and dump. This is a potential target for a dump, coil, pump, all right? Now, you can see we do almost have this sort of pattern play out, but this Stacy tells us about this, why it's important not to just watch my videos, but go listen to the man himself. He tells you about what this is. This market is jamming traders down into the low of the day. We are working into the low of the day, getting traders to short this market to sell low, which is the opposite of what you're trying to do, getting traders to sell low, right, into the low of the day level to then reverse and go against them, okay, and put them in immediate drawdown and drain their account, okay, and we go and take out those Tokyo highs, that target there, okay. So you might be expecting this thing to come down and knock out this level, but if you're doing that, most likely you're getting in the market before 9:30, all right. And this used to happen to me where I would get in, take a little short trade, maybe make some money, and then the market would blast off in the opposite direction and I'd miss out on the main trade. You know what I'm saying? I still got a good short, but I missed the setup. Okay. So this is how you're identifying your target. All right. Once you have that target, you can plan an entry and you can see again, we have this micro dump and pump trade, this master pattern here. All right. And we'll take a closer look at it. Right. When New York opens, we pump up and then begin to dump back down into that low. This is where your patience comes into play. This red line is 9:30. All right. This is a 10:30 trade, a 10 a.m. club type of setup. All right. So here's our potential anchor point for the dump and pump. Right. We put in this high, the market starts dumping down. We have our W at the low of the day, higher highs on the inside. Once those higher highs are broken, you're in that market. You have a target here, you have a target here, and then you have your target in the Tokyo session, okay? And you can see after 9:30, right, takes an hour. We have an hour down, sometimes sideways, and then that hour up. And that's the trade, okay? We had a stop hunt back into those London lows for the trade higher, right? Now, I hope that this makes sense. Remember, the point of this video is that you should not be asking yourself first, where is my entry? You should be asking yourself, where is my target? The way you identify your target is by looking for an anchor point, okay? An anchor point. So when we put in a low and pump, that's the start of our master pattern. We're on the front side of that move and we're waiting to see a peak formation low, a peak formation high, and then lower lows or higher highs after that, okay? In this case, where's your lower low on the inside? It's this initial dump down in the London session. This market dumps down, breaks all these levels right here, and now we know we're looking for a pump and dump. This was a session nail and bail. It's still a 3-session setup, right? But you're not taking it all the way down here. You would just have to, get used. You would see this W down here, see engulfments, whatever. And when it goes against you, you just got to get out of there. Get used to taking your money, all right? And then again, the cycle repeats, okay? But in the opposite direction, here's a pump and dump, dump, and pump. Okay. That's just how the market moves. You're going to be using the most recent high or recent low as the anchor point or the target. Okay. Every single day. All right. Every single day. Let's take a look at these again. All right. Like this. We put that low in early in the day and start to pump up. When that happens, I automatically identify this as a target. All right. And then wait for my entry. All right. If I get an entry, because I have a target, I can think about my entries. Something I do to practice this, to learn quicker, to identify that master pattern on all these different time frames, is I will just like scroll back on my charts as far as I can. I will not look at the screen while I'm doing this. I'll just scroll back, all right, and then use my arrow keys to go one candle at a time and identify these potential targets. Wait for that pump, identify the front side, wait for that lower low, identify that, and then look for my entry, okay? And I'm telling you, it will get you up to speed quickly. It's like using the bar replay, but I don't have bar replay because I don't pay for shit. All right. But I do that. So if you can use your bar replay to identify these patterns, all right, then you are well on your way to making something happen. Now, again, let's just take a quick look at this. Remember, we're on the daily. Looking at this pattern, we can see where we're at in the master pattern on a high time frame, which lets us know what types of trades we're looking for when we zoom in on a lower time frame on the backside of this daily master pattern. All right. So you might be waiting a few days. You're waiting on those weekly levels to be triggered. All right. And all that. And I hope this video helps you. I hope it helps you. I hope that this helps something click for you, man. But until next time, I hope you continue to free your mind.